view on reality includes my claim that our existence is literally that of cattle. This world is a self-sustainable soul farm, and the souls of all creatures, including ours, are the final product of life and are being used as a sustenance by entities from within the divine. We and all other creatures are being relentlessly farmed without realizing it. Our farmers are the same evil entities that created us. My claims that our greater entities are evil haven't been received lightly by a lot of people. I've been called a satanist, a gnostic, an illuminati, an atheist, and some other things as well. So, in my own defense, I will use this opportunity to explain once again that there is no such thing as divine benevolence. I will debunk or adjust the overall credibility of terms like satanist, gnostic, illuminati, and atheist, as well as the notions they represent. I will also present to you the only term I have been able to find that describes the overall evil nature of the divine. The term Satanist is the product of the ridiculous religious claims that there is or has been some kind of a battle between good and evil within the ranks of the divine, also known as duality. The truth is, however, that there is no such thing as duality within the ranks of the divine. There never was any battle between good and evil. The entire divine is exclusively evil. This world is a cold-blooded, self-sustainable soul farm, and people are a part of the livestock. 99% of all religious claims are nothing but unprovable fabrications that are being fraudulently presented to us as facts. The stories about Jesus, Moses, Satan, falling angels, Genesis, and everything around that are ridiculous fabrications. If we would remove those fabrications from the religious books of all Abrahamic religions, which are Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, those religious books will be left with no more than 5 pages each. The only few truths in them are the mentionings of some kings, empires, and geographical locations that really existed, while everything else is utter nonsense. The mentioning of the firmament in the Bible is also a reason for many flat earthers to believe the entire biblical content, which is a classic example of how naive and gullible people can really be. The so-called Satanists are technically just as deceived as the rest of the religious people. Gnostics were actual people who believed that this world was created by an evil architect called the Demiurge and his army of archons. A fact is that the Gnostics also believed there is a benevolent God above the evil Demiurge. And even though they were correct that evil entities created us, the Gnostics eventually failed to represent the cold-bloodedness of reality as it really is. One of the factors that prevented the Gnostics from telling the truth about the sinister nature of our existence was the social unrest that such a revelation would create. So, I believe that the Gnostics simply invented the notion of a benevolent God above the evil one. The Illuminati is supposedly some satanic code of people. The truth, however, is that the very term Illuminati means enlightened ones. I'm not saying that there isn't any society which calls itself Illuminati, but I can tell you that there are societies that are aware of the horrible truth about our existence, but are purposely distracting people's attention using the duality nonsense in order to reinforce, maintain, and further promote those religious fabrications. When societies are using such satanic terminology, they are creating fear factors within us, which is an effective way of maintaining a social order. Atheism is obviously a product of the heliocentric lie, and since I am aware of the flatness of the surface upon which we live, it would be practically impossible for me to be an atheist. None of the terms satanist, gnostic, illuminati, or atheist represent a truthful notion about the overall evil nature of the divine, and therefore calling me by one of those names won't be correct. However, I have been able to find a term that is accurate enough in representing the true nature of the divine. The term I am referring to is Maltheism. Maltheism is the belief in the existence of evil God or gods. Maltheism is accurate, simple, and straightforward. It's a no-nonsense term. Maltheism is not a religion, so it doesn't involve any God-worshipping activities, nor does it involve worshipping activities of any kind or to any beings. Maltheism is a belief system. A fact of reality is that the entire divine is exclusively evil, and there is no other term but Maltheism to describe that. Also, there must be a good reason why the term Maltheism is being so scarcely used. Maltheism is the only term which my belief system can identify with, so feel free to call me a Maltheist. Of course, Maltheism doesn't describe the evil nature of the divine in great detail, but that's okay, because I am.